Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use Google Trends to make sure that your future Amazon product is neither seasonal or trending, to make sure that your product will sell well all year round instead of just a few months out of the year or just a few months of its lifetime. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
The first thing that you're going to want to do is type in Google Trends into the Google search engine, and then that'll take you to a page that looks something like this, right? And when you get to this page, what you're going to want to do is think about your product, right? That you want to kind of understand if it's seasonal or trendy, right? The product that you're kind of testing here. Think about the main keyword that would be used for this product. Nothing too specific. Try to keep it one or two words, and then type it here into the search box, right? So for this, as this example, let's put in detox foot pads, all right? Enter. So let's say we're selling detox foot pads. And we'll see if it even shows the data or if it has enough data to show. And it does. All right. So first, just to briefly explain how to use the tool. So up here, right, we just entered in our search term. We can also enter in another search term if we want to compare interest over time. And what this does, or what Google Trends really does, is it will show you a particular term which represents, right, a product or something, it's some kind of topic, and it'll show you what people are searching for over time, right, in Google. And obviously searches are related to sales, or to online sales, I should say, because you can't really make a sale until you've searched for it. So there's a very close correlation between Google Trend data and then Amazon selling data, right? It's not going to be exact every time, but it's very, very closely correlated. There's a high correlation percentage, and it's very, very helpful just to know, and can kind of keep you from any type of product pitfall, right? So yeah, terms up here, you can compare one to the other and look at the search term differences. You can choose if you want web search, image search, news search, Google Shopping, YouTube specifically. I always leave it at web search. That'll work fine, and in my opinion, actually works the best. Leave it as all categories. Past 12 months, I like to toggle between past 12 months, and as we see, we have past hour, 4 days, 7, 90, 5 years. I personally like to look at the past 12 months and past 5 years to really get a well-rounded understanding of the search term. And then lastly, and this is the one you will want to edit here, make sure that for whatever region you're selling in on Amazon, that you have the proper region selected. So in this case, I'm selling in the United States, so I'm going to leave it as the US. All right, finally, let's scroll down here. And as you can see, there's this clear trend over here between July 8th and July 14th, 2018. And if you look over here on the left, kind of at the y-axis, you see that there's 25, 50, 75, 100. What this means, it's not a number. A lot of people get this confused with a million or 100,000. This is just total. This is a percentage, and it's a percentage of total search interest for this topic. So the 100% of search interest occurred in July 8th through July 14th, 2018. That's not 100% of the searches, but it's of the search interest, right? And that's kind of set as the high point, and then everything, all other kind of data points here that you see, are set relative to that highest point, right? So as we can see here, right, you may be looking at this and kind of like, okay, I see a trend. Is that good? Is that bad? What does it mean? So here's what I think this means. And again, I didn't prep this. I just want to kind of type in a random term and see what we got. What this is showing me is that the term detox foot pads trended. It didn't completely die out because we see this other trend here, but here's my guess. And this is something really important to keep in mind that a lot of people don't talk about. Just because something trends up and then goes back down and then kind of stays at the same level, or maybe it even kind of goes up and stays a little bit higher than it was before. There's usually, after an earthquake, there's another smaller earthquake that happens. Same thing with online shopping. And actually there's a lot of similarities between nature and the economy and human behavior, shopping and all that. So whenever there's a large trend, a lot of times there's another smaller trend that kind of happens after, whether that's a month or a few days or weeks or whatever, but there's always kind of a smaller trend that happens after. I believe, in this case for detox foot pads, this smaller trend is happening, and you can always, watch this video, go back to Google Trends, check it out, see if my prediction was right or not. It's always exciting to do that. At least I like to do that. But my guess is there's going to be another smaller trend. It's not going to go back up to here At least I don't think so, to where it was in July 8th. It's going to kind of go up, go back down, and then ultimately kind of die. So I would not advise, if your product looks something like this, if there's this giant, essentially triangle, right, this giant peak at some point in the past year or 5 years, I would, well, particularly in the last year, I would absolutely stay away from it. Because when you're looking at data on Viral Launcher, Jungle Scout, right, and you're doing product research, you may find that the numbers are really great. Like, for example, let's say you're looking here in August, right? July 14th wasn't that long before, you know, the entire month of August, right? So if you're looking at data in August, all the sales history and the sales that Viral Launcher Jungle Scout's reporting look really, really good. But the reality is they're not lying, but they're highly skewed in a positive direction because it was trending, right? And you might go and say, oh, like, I'm going to be selling, you know, at this point, you know, every single month. Oh, this is such a great product. I'm definitely going to do this. You know, if it wasn't already restricted by Amazon, which it is. You would assume, you know, oh, this is great. But the reality is it's selling down here, right? It looks like it's selling at a high point. It's really selling at a low point. So one, it skews sales data. And this Google Trends kind of exposes that. Two, it shows you just general search to where if something's already trended, it's not likely that people are still buying it, right? And this is an interesting example. I'll show you more. If something looks like this that I'm about to show you, then absolutely stay away from it. Let's look it up. Egglets. I don't even know if I'm spelling that right. So these are egglets. These are silicone egg cookers, and this almost was my first product. And I actually asked my mentor, "Hey, do these look good?" And he was like, "Yes, these look good. Go ahead and sell." I'm so glad that I did not take his advice and sell, because it would have been an utter disaster, as you can see here. And again, if you're wondering why, let's go ahead for this case. As we see, you know, this kind of the past 12 months, it's you know, there's a clear trend, and we can kind of see that, but it'll become much more obvious when we refine to the past 5 years. So we'll go ahead and do that. Past 5 years, and then there we go. So a clear spike, and not a straight down, but it's clearly a downward trend, and I do not believe it's going to come back up, especially since there was no trend that happened like this in the previous, you know, 4.5 years or however long this is, past 4 years here. This is a product I would absolutely stay away from, right? And if you're looking, again, around maybe this time period, this data, you know, this data point over here to the left looks really great, right? But it's skewed, okay? So that's one, is trends. If it looks something like this, if there's a big spike, stay away from it, right? Very simple. Another thing that's interesting about Google Trends that I'm sure you're wondering, because I kind of peeked it down here, you can also see interest within your region, or within your within your region, your country, by specific area, right? So in this case, we have states, and we can kind of see which states are typing this most into Google, and we see, so that's egglets. Yes, we have, I believe it was West Virginia, Montana, Wyoming, Oklahoma, North Dakota. By the greatest states in the United States are looking for egglets. So yeah, that's some other interesting information. Not really relevant to what we're talking about, but just so you kind of know. Again, this isn't the search volume. This is search interest, right? Because obviously West Virginia, you know, California, Texas, New York, some of the biggest states aren't showing up here. They would if this was search volume. This is search interest, right? How interested is the population, percentage-wise, in a particular topic, not total how much are they searching for it, right? With the volume. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. So yes, that's trends. Now let's look at something seasonal. And one thing I will say is you might type your keyword into the search term, and you get some messy data. And let me just give you an example here. What's a really specific product? Let's do like bamboo vinegar foot pads. And if I can spell vinegar right, then that would be nice. Okay, so so if it shows up, so if you get a screen that looks like this, that says, you know, your search doesn't have enough data to show here, that means that your keyword is too small, and you need to kind of build it out a little bit more. So what I'd like to do is I like to type in my keyword and see if there's any data on that. If there is, great, that's wonderful. But if not, so in this case, you know, bamboo vinegar foot pads, I might do something more like, detox foot pads, and then I find data about that, so then I'm good there. But let's say you're selling a certain type of like camping equipment that's really, really unique, but you can't find any information about this thing. Let's say it's some kind of really special bottle opener specifically for camping, right? And you can't find this whatever bottle opener in Google Trends, then what you should do is instead of typing in the keyword, type in the industry, right? The category. So it's a bottle opener for camping. So you might type in for, well, you could type in camping bottle opener, but let's say it doesn't show any data about that. Then you want to type in the industry. So let's type in camping, camping equipment. So yeah, we'll type in camping equipment because we couldn't type in the specific product. And that leads us to our last example, right? We looked at trends. Now we want to look at seasonality. So what we can see here is that camping equipment, for obvious reasons, right, is very seasonal. People tend to go camping when it's warmer outside. And it's just, I think it's so cool that, you know, this kind of shows evidence, right? Because we know in our mind, right, people go camping when it's warm. And we look at Google Trends, like when are people typing in camping equipment? It follows, again, it's highly correlated with actual behavior, purchase behavior, and other human behavior like actually going out and camping. So, you know, obviously look, July 20th, July 26th, there's a peak. July, right, the warmest, in general, at least for the entire United States as a whole, the warmest month, July. So this product that you're selling very well and probably is seasonal, and you can absolutely sell and be successful with seasonal products. There's a lot of people who do. However, I recommend not selling, I guess purchasing and selling a seasonal product on Amazon. And the reason is you're doing all this work and all this research to find a product. There are literally millions of products out there, both that exist and that are brand new. Like there are infinite products that exist and that will exist on the market. You're putting all this work into it. Just do your work and find a product that will sell well all year round and make you money all year round instead of make you, money only certain times of the year, like in July, right? So that's why in general, Amazon sellers, and what I recommend Amazon sellers do is avoid seasonal products. But again, you can make a lot of money in this. It's just harder to kind of manage inventory and, you'll sell really well at one point and then just have no sales. So again, I'd recommend finding a product that sells well all year round. It's definitely out there. It just takes a little bit more work. But if you find that there's like really, whatever niche that you're looking in is very uncompetitive and really great, in its peak season, it makes a lot of money, then go ahead, go for it. But at least we're using Google Trends. Now you know that, okay? And this is a great example of a seasonal product. If it was a trend, it would just be, one hump here and then completely done. So I hope you found this helpful. Now you know how to look for and avoid trends and seasonal products for your Amazon product. If you have any questions, be sure to list them in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.